class in 2014, I actually almost gave up. I was sitting in my room and I was going over the details when one of my former students came in, and it was after her AP English exam. And she shared the prompt. She said it was, write to your school board explaining what you mean by creativity and arguing for or against the creation of a class in creativity. And I thought to myself, how can someone argue against creativity?
I didn't know anything about film till now, and I didn't really like it. And now I'm like really interested in it.
The interesting thing is, when I was in his classes, he was able to make people who were completely uninterested in film as a whole and make them enthralled in it. It became their favorite class, whether they liked film or not.
You know, in schools, many of us work in systems that block sites, that tell students to leave their devices at home, that put the language of an acceptable use policy in front of the judgment of teachers. And this class, I guess, was the way for me to flip that philosophy on its head and say, I want to bring students together and ask them to use what they know, what is part of their everyday lives. But I want those students to look at those sites and those devices in a different way.
Mr. Stirpe has taught us to use iPads to do every part of the video making process. So we use iPads to write. We use iPads to capture the sound, to capture the video, and then we also use iPads to edit together whatever we have filmed.
The new Rochelle filmmakers use what I like to call accessible devices. For us, it's iPads and iPod Touches, iPhone devices that almost every student has in his or her pocket. And rather than use that device like teens use the devices, you know, Snapchatting and tweeting, I wanted students to learn how to create.
Movie making, like before, I knew like, oh, there's just a camera and then there's lighting. And now it's just like, oh, there's key, there's fill, there's back. You can shoot with like iPads and there's like apps you can use, like Filmic and Pinnacle.
I've actually learned so much about filming and being in front of the camera, which is something that really, as an actor, you don't really do much of that in high school, really. It's all on stage.
It's the accessible technology that allows creativity. And I get to teach such skills as real-world project management, time management, or even how to make abstract become reality. And you know, for me, that is the true innovation that this class has brought to my life. And I hope I can bring that to the lives of my students too.